The first metric is reliability. Are the systems consistently functional? Performing. Things can be up and running and slow as Christmas, right? We've all experienced the hourglass, and I think increasingly that we used to say a half-second response time was sort of acceptable to the brain. It felt like immediate. I think now actually it's a third of a second. That deals with horsepower in your infrastructure. That deals with bandwidth in your circuits and your security perimeter, making sure you're not bottlenecking any of your system operation. Business responsive. Just a critical function here. When you ask a question or make a request, is your IT group able to respond? Whether they're internal, whether they're a hybrid of some help from vendors, some help internally, or fully outsourced. How do you really feel on a scale of 1 to 10 about the responsiveness? Depth supported. Do you have one or two people who know everything, and they have obviously tremendous leverage with the company, but also running tremendous risk for the company, the hit by a bus risk and all of those things that we think about? Do you have depth? Resiliency. So the cloud has been so huge on this front that really could be kind of a stand-in label for this item. There are other ways to do resiliency, and there are some industries where I understand the sensitivity of the data is such that public cloud frameworks just are not an option. So we need resiliency in other ways if we don't get it from the cloud. So do we have that? Are we at risk of a single point of failure in the architecture, or can we withstand things? And do we have 4 nines or 5 nines worth of reliability and continued operation, even when bad things happen? Growth ready. So all about capacity. I think about capacity really in 2 distinct ways. One is installed capacity. What do we have in place now if people want to add data or move things around on the platform? Do we have space? Do we have processing power for that to occur, and surges in requests if someone runs an enormous report? There's also a capacity concept we call architectural capacity, which is what could the platform expand to without a forklift of the underlying chassis or the basic hardware. Disaster protected. Again, a traditional question. This is separate from resiliency. Resiliency really is about recovering and continuing operations from component failures. Disasters are obviously everything from your actual computing equipment is damaged or cut off from communication, or in any number of things on the technology side. It also can be staff. It can be a destruction of your building. Maybe there's a fire in your place of business, something along that line, and you want to be sure that you can continue to run your business, run your systems, even after an event like that. Security, honestly, there's a case to be made this belongs at the very top of the list, because without it, with just the absolute proliferation of bad actors that are out there, is it monitored? This is neglected a lot, and it goes with the line above, because often you can see if someone is attempting to get in. Intrusion efforts, port scanning, things of that nature on the perimeter, or really strange, inappropriate actions, queries, exports, things like that on an endpoint computer on your network. What's happening? Why is that happening? If it's out of the norm, and then compliance. So this is very industry specific. This is no small part of why in our practice we believe so strongly that we need to match up someone's experience from the industry perspective, not just have they done this particular digital transformation or technology achievement, but have they done it in the context of this industry.